Let's start with the top three suburbs to live in, and I'm going to start with a very obvious one, and that one is Mosman. So, look, Mosman, again, is one of the most expensive suburbs in Sydney. It's about $5 to $6 million. Mind you, that number, when I say $5 to $6 million, it's very dispersed depending on where you are in the suburb. If you're looking at somewhere like, the sort of Military Road towards Cremorne side, I've seen places even sell detached for 2.8 to 3 million. But if you're talking about Bradley's Head like this, or somewhere by the actual Sydney Harbour, there's even the actual entrance to Middle Harbour as well. There's houses that sell there for 20, 30, 50 million dollars fairly regularly. So it does depend on where you are in the suburb. But it's one of Sydney's premier harbourfront suburbs, and this is just out of domain. Why Sydney's wealthiest residents are making a lifelong commitment to the suburb. It's a good example of what people do here. I used to work with a lady whose husband ran a construction company. Not construction, it was a landscaping company out sort of in the lower end of the northern beaches and upper end of the lower North Shore. And one of their clients was an original owning family of a place that basically was 1,200 metres squared. So it goes from the very top of the road in Mosman the whole way down to the water like this. And they'd owned that, I think it was since 1885 or something. It was 140 years or something like that. So you get that regularly out here. You get people that have owned here for a number of years. And you can't really complain though. It's close to everything. You're near the zoo if you like the zoo, I guess, but you're near all the good schools too, like Redlands is nearby, Shaw's nearby, Loreto, Kirribilli's close. So, people love living here, but you just need so much money. So, anyway, if you have that money, it's a great suburb to live in, and you're probably not going to want to ever leave it. It'd be one of the best in the world probably to live in. So, that's Mosman. Let's go to another suburb. It is nearby. This is a Middle Harbour suburb, funny enough, and that suburb is Castle Crag. So the reason it's called Castle Crag, for people that don't know, is because it's the crag on the rock, and it's near the actual castle in Castle Cove. So you can actually see a castle from some of this. So that's where it gets its name, Castle Crag. Castle, and then the rock, the crag of the rock. So that's where Castle Crag gets its name. But Castle Crag is a very affluent lower North Shore suburb, extremely affluent. It's basically entirely houses, and it's mostly huge houses as well like this. And you got some really funny street names like the Scarp, the Bulwark. There's all these really funny sort of names in Castle Crag. But you get waterfront homes like this, homes with Middle Harbour views, beautiful homes here. The way to describe Castle Crag is it's quite affluent village-like. And this is just an article, again, out of domain, the architecturally vibrant suburb offering a high-end village lifestyle. Perfect way to describe it. Look, the median income here is nearly $4,000 a week, which is insane. So I don't think anyone's going to debate that. In terms of Castle Crag being a good area to live, great for families. A lot of families here that move here from overseas, and affluent sort of developers live here as well. And they send their kids to local private schools, which is quite regular around here. A lot of send their kids to school at Pymble Ladies College, and sure, they're very common. They're just kind of straight up the main road from here. So Castle Crag's a good suburb to buy in if you want to live in it. Let's go to another one, and this one's not on your eastern peninsula of the lower North Shore. It's actually on your West Harbour peninsula, and that suburb is Lavender Bay. For people that don't know where Lavender Bay is, it's literally right next to Milson's Point, and it's the first bay on the north side on the west of the Harbour Bridge. That's Lavender Bay. So it's called that for obvious reasons, because you get the lavenders, particularly in springtime. You see a lot of lavender around. They're great suburb, very beautiful. You can see you got in this photo, you've got a view kind of the Opera House in the backdrop, if you can see it a little bit there. Luna Park and the Harbour Bridge, Centre Point Tower there too. Lavender Bay has always been one of Australia's most livable suburbs. So here, it's just an article saying it's no longer the reigning champion. It was second this year. I think it was after Milson's Point, which is a neighbouring suburb, funny enough. Lavender Bay, for as long as I can know it, has always been a top 5 suburb in the country, and it's for obvious reasons. People that live in Lavender Bay and work in North Sydney can literally walk a couple hundred metres to work. You're right near all these walks that go the whole way up to kind of Wollstonecroft, Northwood, that kind of way. And like your harbour front. So I don't think anyone really complains. You're close to a lot of good private schools, whether that be north or south of the bridge. I mean, with the new metro line as well, you can get there very fast too. So that's another thing. Like, no one's really complaining who lives in Lavender Bay. Let's just be honest there. It's a great suburb to live in. I should mention Castle Crag as well. Previously, that's about 4.5 million. Lavender Bay is about 4 million. So they're not cheap, but we are talking about the lower North Shore in Sydney again.